Whoa, look out! The following program contains coarse language and mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, the CBC Winnipeg Comedy Festival presents Education, starring Dylan Mandelson, Steve Rinder, Dave Hempstead, Karen O'Keefe, John Dorr, John Wing, Nikki Payne, and your host, Jerry D. Now please welcome a former teacher who's got a lesson plan full of laughs, Jerry D.
Yes. What's going on, Winnipeg? Do we have teachers here by applause? Okay. When I started teaching, my first year I got cursed at by a 12-year-old boy. And I didn't know what to do because they don't really prepare you in teachers college for this. And he walked into my class, and I'm not going to say what he said, but he walked into my class and he looked at me and he asked if I took his effing shoe. And he said the word at me. This kid is 12 years old and he swore right at me. He wasn't afraid, nothing. And there's nothing you can do. You look like a moron. You stand there like a little teapot. Excuse, what did you say to me? In the old days, you'd go, get over here, you'd smack him across the face. Now you're like, well, I'm a teapot. You can't talk to me like that. I'm a teapot. It's ridiculous. When a kid curses at you, you should be allowed to curse back. That's not harmful. If he says, where's my effing shoe, I should be able to go, what? What are you talking about, you piece of shit? You got a 30 average, you're as dumb as a stump. I wouldn't be worried about your friggin' shoe for crying out loud. Sit down, moron, before I smack you. Okay, I won't smack you, I'll just keep cursing at you. Oh, they do all kinds of things. They smoke drugs in school now, and I'm sure we did that. I didn't see as much of it. And the kids that smoke pot are hilarious. I had a kid smoke pot every day, which is kind of funny because they don't bother you. They just stare for 80 minutes. They're easy to teach. But I said to him when he graduated, I said, you got to stop smoking weed. He said, how did you know? I said, we're not stupid. Teachers know when you're stoned in school. Every teacher knows, except, I thought about it, kindergarten. Kindergarten's the only grade you could smoke up right before class, walk in, nobody would know because it took everybody an hour and a half to get their coat and boots off. Remember this thing? It had one zipper, got stuck at your forehead 15 times. You're like, I can't get it off. I can't get it off. It's hot. Oh, God, it's hot. It's June. Why am I wearing a snowsuit? I gotta stop smoking weed. When's snack time? I'm starving. You're supposed to get snacks, miss. Are you guys ready to get the show going? We'll get to the first act. After high school, you have to pick what you want to do. You go to university or college, and then change your mind and end up in comedy. At least that's what our next guest did. Please put your hands together for funny man, Dylan Mandelson.
Hey, Winnipeg, it is so great to be here. It really is. It's great to be here. It wasn't fun getting here, though. It's not. Like, I don't know, like airports, I know we're going through some tough times with security, but can we all finally agree that there are no semi-albino looking terrorists? With red hair and emotional problems. You know, I have trouble dealing with my emotions. I do, and the guard's like, what are you taking with you? And I say mainly shame and guilt. It's like, well, who packed your bags? I said, my parents. And I've had to live my life for my parents. I have, because they've financed it. You know, so my dad forced me to get an education, so I graduated with a BA in drama. It's like majoring in welfare. You know, and your guidance counselors, they don't tell you that either. Mine lied. Oh, drama's great, you'd be perfect. Because you're tall and gangly. LA would just eat you up. now I think it's like a conspiracy. I'm like, do you work for student loan? Because now I owe them 45 grand. Oh my God, you try to reason with them on the phone. The guy sounds like the man from Saw. Where's my money? Dad, it's for you. Here. It's brutal, and drama's the worst. It's so bad. I mean, like, it's, like, first off, I was in a course teaching me the applications of breathing. No, I wish that was the joke. It's not. I mean, how do you fail a class like that? What, do you end up in ER? I actually cheated on the final. I did, I brought a puffer. Yeah, I stole it from the kid with asthma. He failed. I had to get a job when I was in university. I got fired as a waiter in the first week. Because at the back, we'd pick up our orders, there was this microphone that they would call us by, and I would just hang by that mic and make sounds on it. Like the entire time, I'd be back there going... running out of time it perfectly, because just when the customers would look at me, I look at the chef and go, kill it! I mean, you'd think a Chinese restaurant could take a joke. I mean, come on. Come on. So I had to extend my education. I did. You know, I've got a drama degree. All I know how to do is breathe. But there is an easy way out. There is. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's teacher's college. It is. It's 8 months, and you have one of the best jobs this country can give you. You know why your kids are so stupid? There's a lot of morons in teacher's college right now. You know how I know? I went. The only catch is this program sucks. Like, I mean, from the very beginning, all these neurotic professors in these giant assemblies just strike fear and worry into you. It's gonna be very stressful. It's gonna be very stressful. Some of you will die. The worst class that I had was gym. Gym sucked because for me, like my gym teacher, he was one of these guys that I think he wanted to go pro at something but didn't. Always just working out and everything like that. He talked to just working out. And he hated how thin I was. This was his thing. So he was like, yeah, you gotta beef up. You gotta keep moving. That's what you gotta do. You gotta keep moving, man. I'll tell you what, go out and get some protein. That's what you need. Not enough protein in your diet, son. Not enough protein in your diet. You know, and I want to get an A, so like an idiot, I go out and I buy this stuff. Do you know the protein shakes I'm talking about? Like these disgusting, vile, gluey, it's like someone grated sand and chalk in this thing. Just stirred it up. You're gonna laugh. No, it sucked. Like you don't sip them like tea. It's not a pleasure drink. It's like oh, that's lovely. I suppose that is that lime. Is that lime in there? It's brilliant, yes. I'll just put that there for now. Have a biscuit in the meantime, of course. Oh, Fredericton, have you got one? You have to drink these things like you're dying. And it's like the life serum. Like look at me, I'm big now. And I went to the place where you buy this stuff, the shop with the hot girl that works there with a voice deeper than mine. Sure, the strawberry's fantastic. Is that the one you're drinking? I'll try the chocolate. Chop up the chocolate. You'll be sorry. I don't think so. I'm Dylan Mandelson. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.
Next on Education, Jock Talkin' Dave Hempstead rules the gym on the CBC Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
This comedian has been a substitute teacher for years. He wasn't even supposed to be here tonight, but we couldn't get the other comic, so he's actually coming in. But that's not an excuse for you to slack off, so please give a big round of applause and your full attention to my friend, Mr. Steve Brinder.
Thank you.
have been a substitute teacher for 30 years. What do you think the toughest grade to teach is? Usually people say 7 or 9. No, it's not. It's kindergarten. Oh, they're cute as hell and they look like toys, but they're psychotic. They cry about everything. What's wrong with you? You see that guy over there? Yeah? He butted in. Well, kick him in the ass. What are you bothering me for? Everything they give you is wet. Excuse me, what the hell is this? It doesn't come off. And you can't teach them anything because when they get excited, they can't talk and breathe at the same time. And like we're running, and like we're going, and like right, and we're going. How long is this gonna take? You ever talk to a little kid and you're like 2 feet away from them, and you're looking right at them, and you think you're making contact, but they're not listening to anything you say? I'm teaching kindergarten phys ed. I go, okay, everybody line up. That takes an hour. Here's the rule. Okay, the first person runs, touches the wall, then comes back, and the next person goes. You got it? And you'll go. Like, okay, go. And they all take off in different directions. And their attention spans are so small that they end up in the middle of nowhere and they don't know where they're going. They're just like... My favorite grade to teach is grade 6. I love grade 6. And sometimes you feel like you're really needed, because sometimes you see yourself when you teach, you know? It's such a hard time. Puberty's just occurring. Voices are changing in the middle of class. Sir! Can I go to the washroom? Yeah, you both can go. Just go. I teach in some of the toughest high schools in Toronto, too. You know it's a tough school. You know if it's a tough school if its last name ends in tech. You know. Okay. Yeah, you walk on the front, in the front hallway and you hear, hey, you want some of this? It goes, yeah, I'm shaking. You mama, you mama. These are the teachers. But the hardest grade by far, if you're a substitute teacher or a regular teacher, is grade 7 band. Because you see no change from September to June. Every song sounds the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really bad at the Christmas concerts. You know, you got the teacher going, okay, everybody follow in your programs, sing along with this Christmas carol, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. People are going, I can't find it in the program. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy was the ultimate jock in high school, so please make sure that you clap a little slower because he's not that bright, frankly. Just kidding. Here's Dave Hempstead.
Thanks very much. I was a jock in high school. I was the big man on campus, hero of the hallways, which means I was very popular and not very liked, which was fine, because I was a winner. Winners don't care what losers think. My goal was to be Athlete of the Year, and I did it. It took 6 years. It's a lot easier when you're almost 20. Thing was, high school to me was free membership to a sports club. I would play any sport to get out of class. Like I signed up for cross country. I ran cross country. The way I heard it was not, do you want to join the cross-country team? What I heard was, would you like to sit in class today or go running through the woods? Turns out I had ADD. Yeah, that's why I was good at the reaction sports, not so good at the sports you had time to think. So, regarding cross-country, it's not appropriate to let a kid with ADD go running through the woods. Winner ran the race in 23 minutes that day. Took me 4 hours and 32. They were not impressed. Thing is, they had to wait, because a teacher's not allowed to come back from a field trip without all the kids they took. So, unimpressed when I showed up drinking a Slurpee. Where'd you get the Slurpee? 7-Eleven. There's no 7-Eleven on the course. Tell me about it. First of all, you gotta get across the highway. But, luckily, the rabbit I was chasing showed me an underpass. And we came out behind the cinemas. By the way, Batman is awesome. But, there's some sports I shouldn't have played. I didn't really focus on grades because I was a jock. Didn't really matter. I just went to university on a full scholarship. That's how that works. But, yeah, that's right. Suck it up. Problem is, there's nothing to do for jocks. There's nowhere to go. I got no place to go. I can't play sports anymore. I'm not welcome. Because people want to play sports for fun. They just want to play for fun. Yeah, you know what's fun? Executing a task properly, leading to victory. That's what's fun, okay? You know what's not fun? Sucking at something in front of people. That's not fun. I played co-ed company softball once. Once. And I was warned that my attitude was inappropriate. I was reminded it was just for fun, which was fine. Okay, fun. I got no place else to go. I need my fix. Let me play. Let me play. So they let me pitch. They let me pitch. First batter was Sharon. She comes up, and she's crowding the plate. Crowding the plate, sending a message to me. I don't think so. Not on my watch. Naturally, I dust a little sweet chin music high and inside. Just back her off. Just back her off a plate. Chuck a little one up inside. Back her off. People are yelling at me right away, like I'm the bad guy. She's the one crowding the plate. I'm taking command of the strike zone back. She's 7 months pregnant. The strike zone is small enough already. What do you want me to do? I'm not gonna walk her. We need this. Send me to the outfield. They wouldn't let me throw. Wouldn't let me throw anymore. They sent me to the outfield. Okay, fine. I'm trying to. It's just for fun. Okay, it's just for fun. I got Sheldon in right field, Angela in left. I'm in center. Okay, just for fun. A lot of fun. Fly ball to Angela. She drops it, kicks it, stops to giggle. Oh, I can't stop giggling. I've never had more fun. There's another fly ball to Angela. Now, what am I supposed to do? Just stand there like a jerk? There's a damsel in distress. She needs a hero. Odds are she's gonna drop this one. She's dropped a bunch already. I don't know, maybe 6? Who's counting? Me, 6. She dropped 6 already. So somebody's gotta step in. Falls on me. I see I can make a play on it, so naturally, I go tearing across the field. And being courteous as I am to let her know, I'm yelling, mine, 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 the whole way. So what she's thinking when she steps forward to make the play is beyond me. But that's what causes the collision. Is her stepping forward. We collide, she goes down. Who's the bad guy? The hero. The hero is the bad guy. Now her eye's swelling shut. How are you gonna make a play with an eye swollen shut? You don't have any depth perception with one eye. What are you thinking? I'm not being a jerk. We're down 5 runs. I can't let a ball drop. What do you mean we're not keeping score? What are we even doing out here? How can I be a hero if there's no score? Thank you very much for letting me play along, guys. I'll see you again.
Next, John Doerr's got a teacher, but no principals. Education continues on the CBC Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
This comic is going to bare her soul and tell us about the awkwardness and vulnerability of her teen years. So let's all laugh at her. Here she is, the very funny Karen O'Keefe.
Back in high school, I was different, just like everyone else. You know how they say that coffee stunts your growth? Well, I wouldn't know because I never tried it until I was 5'11". I'm 6 feet. And I stick out now, and I stuck out back then. But except the difference back then is I had short hair and a deep voice, and I was flat-chested, I was. So basically, I was a guy. You know who else went through that awkward phase with me, though? Was Big Ethel from the Archie comics. Oh yeah, that's great. We can laugh at her because she's all tall and bucktooth and has an Adam's apple and a penis, I guess. I was a late bloomer. All the girls were wearing bras. I wasn't. And you'd hear people would be saying things like, "Oh, bosoms come in all shapes and sizes. You'll get your own breasts someday." But I didn't, not until I was in my 20s. And I don't know why that school bus driver was such a boob expert to begin with. Growing up, I had a curfew, like a lot of kids. My rule was that I had to be home when it got dark. The only problem I had with that is that I grew up in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories. So that was really cool. In the summer, you just don't come home for 6 weeks. And in December, I had to be home at 3 in the afternoon. My high school was pretty small. We weren't really big enough to have different cliques. So one person would pretty much play multiple roles in your life. You know, like your best friend was also your enemy. Your bully was your tutor. Your boyfriend was your physics teacher. I think school dances were pretty fun, but I didn't like the slow dances though, because all the guys came up to hear on me, and they all wanted to dance. And heaven forbid you get stuck with the wrong one during one of those really long, slow songs, like you get Stairway to Heaven or November Rain. That's a lot of rotations to do with somebody's hand on your ass. I never quite figured out who was in charge of the deciding popularity in high school. I never knew who gave out those certificates. All I know is that if you had to ask if you were one of the cool kids, you weren't. Yeah. The only people who were actually popular was the jocks. That's no big surprise. I think the coaches were always trying to get me to join a team, just not because I could play at all, but because I was tall. They wanted me for volleyball or basketball or something. And I'm like, no, seriously, I suck. I can't play. And they're like, you don't even need to play. We just need you in the poster to scare the other teams. But stereotypes just make everything so much easier, right? If you're tall, obviously you play basketball, right? If you wear glasses, you must be smart. If you smoke, you're a badass. If you hate yourself, you're a comedian. So, I'd say to the dorky teenagers, embrace your awkwardness, because you know that the geeks are going to inherit the earth. They're going to become comedians and programmers and prime ministers. He's not going to see this, is he? We really have nothing to lose, especially not our dignity. And now we get to do it on national TV. Thank you very much.
Hey, do you ever wonder what happened to the guy in school that was the wise ass? Well, he grew a beard. Here he is. Please welcome John Doerr.
The topic is edumacation. Not spelled correctly, but I started smoking in high school. That's what I did. Yeah. I never thought I'd get hooked. I never knew how powerful that addiction was. I always thought that by the time I graduated, that's it, no more smoking. But now I'm 34, and there's no way I'm ever going to graduate. It's just... I need a gym credit. I'm missing a gym credit, but I'm taking phys ed online, which is good. It's good because I can smoke when I take it, so that's fun. When my mom found out I started smoking, my mom looked me dead in the eye and she said, "You want to smoke, you go ahead and smoke. But you know what? Smoking's just gonna kill you, and I hope you die." Yeah, my mom is a gay man, all right? But it's hard to quit smoking. You know, I've tried. I lasted 4 months when I quit. You know, and they say that quitting is like a relationship that comes to an end. And I think that's totally true, because I was at the 4-month mark of my breakup, and all I wanted to do was hold her in my hand again, and then bring her close to me, and then light her on fire and throw her on the ground when I'm done with her, you know? And then watch a homeless man come by and have his way with her, you know, like a relationship. Same thing. Actually, when I was in high school, I fell head over heels in love with an Asian exchange student, and she could barely speak a word of English, but it didn't matter because she had me at hello. And point of that joke is the English language is difficult to learn, all right? The spelling of certain words in the English language make no sense. Like it's, I mean, well, you know, I'm preaching to the choir. But here's the thing. Yeah. I know it's a tough language. That's why I'll never make fun of anyone who has dyslexia, okay? And I'm just giving you the 114. But here's the thing. We have some words in the English language that have totally different meanings. You know, like the word there, spelled T-H-E-R-E, and the word vagina. They mean two totally different things. They're even spelled differently. Anyway, that's neither here nor vagina. Okay, very excited about this. I am graduating from stand-up comedy school, but in order to graduate, I have to go through a heckle seminar. It's the one course that I haven't completed yet, and unfortunately, I have to do it tonight, and I'm gonna need your help. So what I'm gonna do is bring my heckle coach and comedy professor out, and then I'll have to field some heckles from you. So please welcome my comedy coach and heckle professor, Mr. Layton. Thank you. Okay, so what I need from you now is be ruthless, anything at all. I need you to shout out a heckle, and then I'll learn how to deal with it, so.
Get off your boat. You suck!
You suck. Okay, you suck. All right. I suck? This is my job. I don't go down to your work and throw your hairnet into the deep fryer. Okay, all right, okay. There we go. Another heckle? Anything at all? Yell it out? Okay. What was that? Oh, I didn't hear that. What was that?
I don't know what's worse, you show or your face.
Hey, where'd you learn to whisper? In a helicopter? Because chances are, you'd think you'd be whispering. But you're not whispering, you're yelling. Because you'd have to be louder than the propellers that are making so much noise. So the next... And don't over-explain it, you bearded douchebag.
Education, Jerry D proves when it comes to teaching, there's no substitute for funny. It's the CBC Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
The hardest part of of teaching for me for 10 years was, first of all, we lie constantly. We're the best liars in the world. There's no job where you lie more. Because of the smart kids. The smart kids are a pain in the ass to teach. They come from a smart family. You know, they go home every night. They have that 6 o'clock dinner. They sit down. Hello, mama. Hello, papa. They're not even French. They're just smart. They talk like that. These are the kids that drive you nuts. So you just got to get through the day. And there's the helper kid. Oh, my God. They just follow you around all day like this. Sir? Sir, can I help you today with anything? Sir, can I hold the door today at recess? And they show up at 7 a.m. They just wait outside your door because their parents can't stand them either. So they're like, go. Drop them off at school at 7 o'clock. I can't stand the kid. Grade 5s, I thought, how am I going to get through the day? I assigned presentation day. I'm not listening to these. I don't care. I've given everybody 7 out of 10 the night before. I don't care about... It's on the giraffe and the platypus. I didn't realize that grade 5 kids, this is the biggest day of their lives. Especially girls when they're little, right? As soon as you mention there's a presentation or a project, girls aren't listening anymore. Now they're signaling to their friend across the room in case you say, and I'd like you to find a partner. So they're like, if he says partners, if we can be partners, we'll be partners forever. Oh God, I hated partners. As a teacher, if you have an odd number, there's always that one kid left. You know, you just stand at the back like this. Everybody's paired up, but no one picks him because he had like a mustache in grade 5. Some little thing threw the kids. So I got these 2 girls, I gotta put him with them. The 3 of them are standing up there talking about the giraffe. Chewbacca's not saying a word, he's just twiddling his mustache. Thank God I don't teach anymore. This performer's convinced that we pamper our kids too much. I don't think of it as pampering. I think of it as being super nice to the person who will decide what home I will be put in 30 years. Here's Winnipeg favorite, John Wing.
Like many of you, I dreamed of becoming a parent, and now I have 2 teenage daughters. And you know what? This is not what I was dreaming about. What are we doing to our kids? Everyone gets an A. Everyone. You know why? Because everyone is special. You have C students now who are proud of that accomplishment. Their self-esteem allows them to feel great pride in their mediocrity. We had C students when I was a kid. We called them welders. C+, arc welders. And I'm not here tonight to tell you why this happened, and I'm not here to tell you what we can do about it. I'm here to tell you who to blame it on. And the real problem today with kids is us, parents. Us. Parenting looks easy, doesn't it? Especially to people who don't have children. I hate those people. Oh, God. You know these people, the people who have the gall to say to you, no, we don't have any children, we have a cat. Oh, really? Is it a boy cat or a girl cat? Oh, a girl. Girls are tough. Yeah, that must be hard, you know, the cat coming in, crushing your dreams. Making bad choice after bad choice. Oh, and all that money you have to save to send that ungrateful cat to college. We were so sure our parents raised us wrong, and we had to change that. My kids will not have the psychiatry bills that I had. And you know why? Because my kids are never moving out of my house. I couldn't wait to get the hell out of my parents' house. They made it tough from the beginning. Remember the books? They'd read us. What do we read our kids now? We read politically correct books. Heather Has Two Mommies. Rudolph the Gay Reindeer. 3 Visually Challenged Mice. When I was little, my father used to read me a book called Mommy drinks because you cry. I think we're a lot tougher than our kids. We were raised on spanking and secondhand smoke. Right? They'd smoke in the car and then leave us in there while they went to the grocery store. We don't spank or smoke anymore. We drug. My parents never gave me drugs. I had to buy mine in the street. You know, there's an old saying, those who can do, those who can't teach, and those who can't teach think teachers are overpaid. How would you know that? They're so not overpaid. My God. I feel for teachers, you know. When I was a kid, the teacher's word was law. The authority was absolute. You'd come home, Mom, the teacher hit me. Well, she must have had a good reason. Now you come home, Mom, the teacher said I better smarten up. Well, I hope she has a good lawyer. Teachers are afraid of telling the truth. I'm sure they'd like to. Oh, just once. Parent calls all upset. Why isn't my kid getting an A in English? Why? Because your kid is a moron. Because he couldn't find his ass with 2 hands and a spotter. And when he gets out of school, which could be any day, I sure hope Walmart is hiring. The whole concept of making sure a child has no trauma is insane to me. Trauma makes art. Trauma builds character. Trauma helps you understand the world. But they're so afraid of this that they give out trophies now to kids who finished last. Trophies. Do they give out trophies in the real world if you suck? Or at the doctor's office? Hey, doc, what are all these trophies for? Oh, this one's for finishing last in my med school class. Really? Yeah. What's this one? Oh, when I was an intern, I killed a guy. Yeah? What's the trophy for? Participation. I enjoyed it, guys. Thanks so much.
Stay tuned for more education as Nikki Payne gets back at the bullies on the CBC Winnipeg Comedy Festival.
She's here to talk about the person at school who struck fear and terror into the hearts of all. No, not the cafeteria lady, the bully. Twice bullied, but never shy, Nikki Payne.
Do you remember the theater groups that would come to school to teach you about bullies? They were like, hey kids, let's sing about bullies. You cannot bully me. Bullies are not nice. Bully, bully, bully. No! No, if you were one of these people in these theater groups, I hope you die. I hope you die right now because you've done nothing. You helped no one. Singing to a bully, that's your answer. We're gonna sing. We're gonna entertain them, a little soft shoe. You would never tell an adult that. You would never tell an adult to sing to a rapist. You would be in a dark alley wandering to your car. You should not rape me. Raping is not nice. Rape me, rape me, rape me. And the horrible part is when you're singing about bullies in a gymnasium, the bullies are also in the gymnasium. They're learning the song too. I was actually beat up while the bullies sang the song to me. You shouldn't bully me. Bullies are not nice. So I was approached by one of these groups, right? One of these groups, they were like, you should teach the kids how to use humor to fight a bully. You don't. You don't use humor to fight a bully. You use a stick. So I did. I was like, gather round, kids, gather round, okay? Aunt Nikki's gonna tell you how to fight a bully. This is what you do. Run. Run for your life. And if you're too chubby to run, hide. Hide like a a ninja. Hide until you go to university. And you got a better job than the bully and you become the bully's manager. Then you can drive past him every day in your convertible while he waits for a bus. That's when you sing the song. I still have a bully. I'm 34 years old. I'm being cyberbullied now. Because I am by a 15-year-old girl. That's what my life has become. A 15-year-old girl is cyberbullying me. And I think it's because I'm on this show called Video on Trial. And basically I get on TV and I yell about the Justin Biebers and all the boy bands and stuff, right? And I piss off the 17 to 15-year-old girls, right? And they're mean. If you remember, they're like lizards. Don't make fun of Justin Bieber. They're mean. So they got on the Facebook, they got organized. The 15-year-old girls got organized. And they made a Facebook group called We Hate Nikki Payne. I joined it. Every once in a while I'll get online and I'll be like, let's make t-shirts. That really pisses me off. You're ruining the group! And there's always the ringleader, isn't there? If you remember, there's always the one ringleader girl, right? And for me, it's Tanya. Oh, Tanya hates me. She can't stand me at all. I know when there's been a rerun of the show, because she'll get online and all of a sudden there she is. Piss off, Nikki Payne! So she sent me a quiz, and on it was, is Nikki Payne ugly? Yes. Oh, Tanya. I wanted to write her back, right? But I realized that she's 15 years old. She's a child, right? And you can't tell a child that you're gonna slit her throat. So instead, I wrote her a letter, and I'm gonna read it to you nice people. Because that's what my psychiatrist said I should do. Dearest Tanya, thank you for the delightful quiz you sent me on Facebook, asking everyone if I am ugly. While I'm sure quizzes like these have emotionally destroyed some of your weaker peers at school, I am, however, 34 years old and have lived long enough to see what happens to the Tanyas of the world. Here's a sneak peek, sugar pie. Oh, you're on top now, but soon you're gonna meet a Chad, your male counterpart. Chad's everything and more, Tanya. Your perfect life just keeps getting more and more perfect. But Chad has a drinking problem, Tanya. But you're not gonna notice until there's a little Chad or Tanya on the way. Shit's gonna get worse and worse. You're gonna have to work at the grocery store while you put Chad through law school. Only when it comes time for you to get an education, Chad's gonna upgrade to a younger version of you. Because all the years of baby making and baby sucking on your once perky titties has made Queen Bee Tanya, the angry, fat, single mom who's the evening produce manager. So enjoy your peak, Tanya, because there's a cleanup in aisle 6 waiting for you. P.S. I'll slit your throat.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Yes. But thanks for coming out tonight, and that's it. Class dismissed. Have a great night. See ya.
CBC, Canada lives here.
On CBC. CBC News The National starts now.